Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about Sprout. So as you can see here, Sprout is a mythic. We're going to talk about when Sprout is going to be released and also all the new skins coming in the new update, which is going to be very soon. So let's start off by talking about Sprout's description. As you can see on the screen here, Sprout was built to plant life, launching a bouncy seed bombs with reckless love. Its super creates a plant-based obstacle, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But starting off with some basic information about Sprout. So Sprout is a medium health brawler with 4,200 health. So the highest health of all throwers to know, actually. Dynamite has 3.9 thousand health. Barley has 3.3 and Tick has just over 3,000, so it's the highest health of all throwers, so that's something to note there. And obviously that is also something else to note, that Sprout is a thrower. And now the shots, as you can see on screen here, they kind of bounce. If you hit someone, then they'll directly explode, and if they don't hit someone, then they're going to bounce on for a few bounces. I'm not really quite sure how that works, but they're going to bounce on until they hit something, or they're going to explode like at the end of their at the end of the shot, kind of. Okay, so now talking about the range of Sprout. Sprout's range is poor when compared to other throwers. Sprout's range is literally the worst of all throwers, and it's probably most considerable to a Barley, but it's slightly less range to a Barley. Nowhere near as much range as a Tick. Definitely around half as much range that a Tick has. So you're not going to have quite the same range just with the one shot, but I think with the bounces, that's going to give you extra range on the shots. So it's definitely going to help you hit people, but obviously you can't, they don't go over walls. They don't bounce over walls, so you're going to have to be really careful with that. You can only fire your initial shot over walls, and then the bounces, they actually bounce off walls, as you can see in the gameplay here. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that kind of works in the meta. I think Sprout is going to be a very good brawler, potentially top 10, but we're going to have to see, because this gameplay is helpful, but until we get into the lobbies and trying out Sprout for ourselves, we're not really going to be able to tell how good the Sprout is going to be in the meta. Sprout's attack is actually described like this. Sprout propels a ball of seeds that bounce around before bursting an enemy with a bang. If it makes contact with enemies, it explodes on impact. But if it doesn't, it basically has a greater radius. So if you're not hitting anyone and it bounces and then like the shot kind of ends, it's going to explode with a much bigger radius than it would have done if you hit someone initially. So that's going to give you a much better chance of hitting someone at the end of your shot than say at the start of your shot. The super is called Hedge, and basically you grow like this impenetrable kind of area that no one can pass through, and it does 560 damage a second and lasts for 10 seconds. So you can put it and like really lock down choke points so no one can push through them for 10 seconds. But I'm not really sure how impactful this is going to be, because obviously it's not the longest time, only 10 seconds in a 2 to 3 minute game. Might not have that much of an impact, but if you can cycle them, then it could be very effective. I could definitely see this being very like good on some gem grab maps in the mid, say, blocking your opponents from actually pushing up the map. Moving into Sprout's gadget called Garden Mulcher, Sprout consumes a bush to restore 3,000 health, and obviously you get 3 of these per match. I think this is going to make for an interesting gadget, because I think consumes a bush means that it's going to basically destroy a bush. So this is now a way of destroying bushes with a thrower that wouldn't otherwise have a way of destroying bushes. So it's going to be very interesting, and also restoring 3,000 health is obviously going to be very helpful, but maybe not as good on maps with less bushes, but we'll have to see. Anyway, let's move into the star power now. So the star power is called Overgrowth. Seed bombs that don't make contact with enemy will explode with a larger radius, and that's what we were seeing on the clips earlier. So it's not actually part of his main attack. This is actually in fact his first star power. We don't have access to a second star power yet, so we're like yet to see what that will be, but potentially something to do with damage, maybe increasing his damage, I think is likely, or something like that. But yeah, that's his star power. Now, so moving into when is Sprout going to be released, probably what everyone has been watching this video for. So Sprout is going to be released on the 10th of April, so next month. I believe that is in 10 days, so it's going to be very interesting to see like how the meta changes and stuff. So I think that's going to be on a Friday, we'll have to see. Anyway, let's move into some more skins. Okay, so starting off with Coach Dynamite. Coach Dynamite is going to cost 150 gems, and it's definitely one of my favorite Dynamite skins that I've ever released. It's basically meant to be like a football coach, and he is going to be like chucking footballs up in the air, or sorry, soccer for some Americans here. They're going to get annoyed from that. But yeah, he's going to be costing 150 gems, so quite an expensive skin, but maybe they've been off when he comes out. Anyway, we will have to see there. Let's move in to the next skin, which is Tanuki Jessie. Definitely one of my favorite skins as well. A super interesting skin coming. It's going to cost 150 gems as well, so another quite expensive skin here. Again, maybe they'll be an offer, but we'll have to see. Now the final skin, which is definitely my favorite skin this update, Horus Bo, is coming out. Only going to cost 150 gems. A lot of people thought it might cost 300, but yeah, only 150, and it's definitely kind of like a new golden bow, and it's going to be a really interesting skin. Obviously, one of the winners of the skins the fan art competition, and yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how they transfer the skin into the game. As you can see here in this gameplay though, it looks really nice, and I can't wait to get my hands on that inside of the game. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for all the skins and the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Just to summarize, all the skins are going to cost 150 gems and that are coming. So the skins are going to be Coach Dynamite, Tanuki Jessie, and Horus Bo. And Sprout is going to be coming out on the 10th of April. So that is not this Friday, but 2 Fridays time. I just checked. So yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Try and maybe get a rank 35 Sprout very quickly. We'll have to see. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know down below in the comments. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. But apart from that, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.